So Paul Skenes gets called up from AAA. He was dominating minor league baseball. I think, Tyler, the news broke on the show yesterday. He read his numbers in AAA. His whip is like what, a .88? His ERA is a 1.2.
0.99 whip.
Yeah.
0.99
He's
whip.
had a 1.69 ERA over the course of 122 innings. He's been phenomenal.
And here is the opening line of Jeff Passan's article. Over the winter, the Pirates considered how to unleash the best pitching prospect in a generation on the baseball world. They landed on this plan, which they felt comfortable with. Now that he's up around the 75, 85 pitch count, basically I'm going to bring him up, and as he stretches out, he'll go more and more and more. But this kid graduated from LSU, led them to a national championship. He's just ridiculous. And, you know, we were having the conversation as you walked in this morning, Renee, that Paul Skenes is, you know, the biggest pitching prospect since Stephen Strasburg. And I don't want to say bigger than Strasburg, but equal to Strasburg, maybe slightly behind, because Strasburg was, you know, generational. Skenes is generational. So, I mean, you're kind of splitting hairs to a degree. Pretty exciting for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They have a lot of nice young pieces, and this kid is going to make it a nasty 1-2 punch with Jared Jones there. Well, I know stuff has dipped a little bit, but Pirates fans have a real reason to be excited. And that's cool. You know,
Yeah.
I kind of envy the shittiness of Pirates. I mean, I don't envy the shittiness of Pirates fans. Like
Right.
they that sucks.
Yeah, and to clarify, in college he had a 2.18 ERA, and that's when he had that 1.69 ERA over the course of 122 innings. That he had a stretch of just incredible pitches, striking out over 45% of his opponents, and then continued that in AAA. He only had 27 and a third innings on the season and had that .99 ERA, a 42.9% strikeout rate against a 7.6% walk rate. And he has been phenomenal. It's only been a matter of time. We've been talking about him dominating and needing to get the call up to the majors because, first of all, Pittsburgh could absolutely use him, but also there's no reason for him to continue to stay at that level if he's dominating. So you saw as the
Service
news
time
broke,
manipulation
him
crap.
and his girlfriend Livy Dunn posted a TikTok of like, oh, POV when you wake up from a nap to find that you've been called up to the majors. But listen, at 6'6", 235 pounds, he's huge. He already has the making of a superstar. Let him go. Like, let him cook. Stop holding him back. I'm honestly surprised it took this long for the Pirates to call up Paul.
Well, it's all service time manipulation. It's horseshit.
Whatever. But I'm excited for him to make his debut this weekend. Saturday, we'll get to see him in action. It's going to be must-see TV for the Pirates and one of the most exciting debuts that we've had in a very long time in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, Tyler will chime in here on a second on him. This guy throws absolute fire flames if you're unfamiliar with him. 98 of the 422 pitches thrown this year were clocked at over 100 miles an hour. His four-seam fastball, he throws the most. He threw that nearly 47% of his pitches this year, and he has an average on them of 99.9 miles an hour. His secondary pitches are a slider, split finger, changeup, and curveball. So not only is he coming in throwing 100 miles an hour on the regular, but he also has 5 pitches to bust out on you. I hate to say it, but it does feel like this is an inevitable Tommy John candidate.
I know.
But we'll see. Tyler, your thoughts? I know you like this guy a lot.
Yeah, I like this kid a lot. And, you bring up Stephen Strasburg as the last time that there was this much anticipation and hype over a start. And I think that you're right in the sense of like players that are drafted to the, through the Major League Baseball draft, because I think that over the course of the last couple of years, Shohei Ohtani's first start was must-watch TV.
Yeah. I
think Yoshinobu Yamamoto's first start was must-watch TV. But in terms of players that were drafted, especially high draft picks, I can tell you exactly where I was on June 8th, 2010, when Stephen Strasburg struck out 14 Pittsburgh Pirates. It was appointment TV. That night was appointment TV. I sat down in my living room at my mom's house by myself and watched that game from start to finish because he just absolutely carved up that bad Pirates offense that day. I think Skenes is probably the next.
I want to watch the Pirates on Saturday.
That you're going to get in for, because Jamie and I were talking about this before the show started. the number 1 overall picks over the last couple of, I guess, between Strasburg and Skenes, pitching-wise, really don't strike a whole lot of fear or excitement into your heart.
No.
Like, Casey Mize was the surefire number 1 overall pick, but it wasn't like a excitement type of game. Brady Aiken didn't sign. Mark Appel took 75 years to get to the major leagues and quitting baseball at one point. Garrett Cole is the other big one, but I don't remember that hype around Garrett Cole.
That's the thing. There hasn't been this much hype, and I don't know if part of it is, I mean, obviously at LSU, he was lights out in his 3 years. I don't know if it's partly also because of we've been able to see him a lot more, and he's been much more like in our face and polarizing. He's even like his stature and his height and his, you know, the numbers as you talk about that slider, his fastball, you know, the velocity on his pitches of, you know, around 100, 102. You know, Paul is a pitcher that you don't see every day coming into the league.